say thank you for the calls this week, everybody, from people I don't know, from my Lakeview neighbors who asked me for some recipes. That really flattered me a lot. I was actually thinking of not doing a video this week because I was feeling low from all this isolation, but you all boosted me up. So thanks to Lil Myrtle, who gave me a call, which I thought was very sweet. And I hear it's her 80th birthday on Monday. So if anybody in Lakeview knows Lil Myrtle, wish her a happy 80th birthday on Monday. Today I'm going to show you how to make my prime rib. This is my most popular class at my work. People love it. Often I show people how to use a probe. I at home never use a probe, so today I'm not going to use a probe. If you come visit me at my work, I'll show you how to use the probe. My lovely husband went out and got me a beautiful 8-pound prime rib roast today. We're going to have a meat shortage soon though, so make sure everybody gets their meat. And I am going to be making a brisket roast as my next video. And I love a place here in Calgary called Alpine Meats. It's a family-owned business. Alpine Sausage, I believe, is the real name of it. And I told her I was hoping to make a brisket, and she had one all ready for me. So I will be making that for next week. And it's the perfect size when it gets to be about the same thickness all the way through. So that's my next video. For today, we're going to do the prime rib. So it's about an 8-pound prime rib. I really like the bones with it, so my very nice husband said to the butcher, we really want the bones, which he'd already cut off, so we put them back on with a rope, which is perfectly fine. Now, at this time, and actually all the time, lots of people don't take their meat out of their packaging and right away rinse it, but you always should. And now it's even more important that you rinse it. So I like to rinse it in nice cold water, make sure it's good and clean. You don't know who's touched it, and right now it's just nice to be safe. So this is my beautiful prime rib. Now if you watched my other video about green stuff, this is my green stuff. So remember, it's all fresh herbs: onions, garlic, dill, parsley, rosemary, oregano, and basil. That's what's in this one. I'm going to take a nice big heaping spoonful of it. Actually, I'm going to put 2 spoons of it on this prime rib. Then I'm going to put, this is the easiest recipe in the world. People are so afraid to make prime rib, and it's just the easiest thing to make. Lots of seasoning salt. I'm using High's, you can use Lowry's. If you don't have seasoning salt, put salt, pepper, and paprika, and some garlic powder if you want. I'm not using the powder of garlic, the garlic powder, because my green stuff has so much garlic in it. Lots of pepper, I like lots of pepper. And we are going to use my favorite utensil, my hands, because it's the only way to do it. And my little trick here is a little bit of maple syrup. And this is a recipe I just made up because my husband and I always have a little issue. He likes savory meat. I like sweet meat, like sweet and sour meatballs, and he prefers it not sweet. So this is a savory roast, but I add a little bit of maple syrup to it. The maple syrup does 2 things. It caramelizes it, and it helps me rub this all over the roast and keep it attached to the roast. If I didn't have something like that on it, it would not stick very well. So we're just gonna rub this all over. My green stuff helps, the maple syrup helps, and a roast like this, I start very high, like at 450. I'm doing mine on convection right now, convection roast. Now the difference between convection and a regular oven is really just the fan that is around it. So it makes, there's a fan at the back. Some ovens have fans at the back and the sides and the bottom. Depends what kind of oven you have. If you have any questions about what oven you have, you call me and I will certainly tell you how that one works. Today's sort of been a good day to wear an apron because I am very messy. So the convection means the fan is going around your roast. So really it allows it to cook from all sides with the fan blowing the hot air throughout. Where normally if you just have it on bake, it has the element at the bottom and it cooks from the bottom or the top, but mostly the bottom cooks up and it heats the roast this way. Convection makes it heat all the way around, which is beautiful. So what we're going to do is put a convection roast for 400 for half an hour. Because this is 8 pounds, we do it about and then we turn down to 350 after half an hour. After half an hour at 400, 450 if you want to use a regular roast or bake cycle. Then I'm, like I said, 400 convection, half an hour, then 325 convection, and I'm going to do that for 15 minutes for every pound. So that should be about 2 hours. The temperature you want inside, if you are using a thermometer, should be about 160, 165 for a medium roast. So this has this beautiful glaze on it with my green stuff, the maple syrup, the seasoning salt, and pepper. And that is it, folks. Later on, a little later in the cooking, I will put some baby potatoes around it and some carrots, and your whole meal can be ready. My daughters like it with whipped potatoes. I'll also be making those. So that's about it. Come back and see me in a few minutes, because through the magic of YouTube, you'll be able to see this in minutes rather than the 2 hours that it's going to take. And you'll be amazed at how easy a prime rib is to make. Thanks everybody for watching. I really appreciate the pep talks this week. See you in a bit. Hi everyone. Partway through, I realized this was such a huge prime rib that I did cut it in half because I was getting hungry. But here's our beautiful prime rib. Peter could go close on it. I did add potatoes about an hour in before I was about to finish. I'm just going to take these prime ribs out and put them on the potato with the potatoes surrounding them, because I'm going to show you how I make the gravy for them. And this should also sit for a few minutes. It sits and it lets it come to the internal temperature that you need it to be in. So you see all this lovely stuff on the bottom here. It's my green stuff. It's I didn't add any oil, so it's the fat from prime rib. Prime rib is a bit of a fatty roast, and I set it when I cook it on the bones, so the bones turn like a rack for the roast. So you don't need a rack if you have a bone in prime rib. So now Peter will just go close on this, and I'm going to show you how you make the simplest gravy. So I'm giving some of this to a gluten-free friend, so you can either use cornstarch or flour. I'm once again not measuring, I'm just sprinkling it on. And I am going to almost deglaze this pan. But the fun part is, here, I did make roasted potatoes, but I also made some boiled potatoes, which I will turn into whipped potatoes, because that potato water really is the best water for thickening and making the best gravy. You actually shouldn't need much seasoning in this, because I've salted the water for the potatoes and all the seasoning for the roast. Now I'm just going to mix this around. It's going to thicken from the cornstarch. I will add a little bit more water, and when it's all, and I'm going to put this tray right on the stove, and then as soon as it's thickened enough, I will strain the thick gravy through this, come back in 1 second, and you'll see the whole meal. So this is basically just deglazing the pan with the cornstarch, the water, which is already starchy from the potatoes, and now I'm just got the stove on medium, and as soon as it thickens, which it will, as soon as it boils up, I'm going to strain it and put it back in a bowl. You can see it right there where it starts to thicken like a real nice gravy, right here, and you'll see a beautiful meal in a minute.